So what are we into today? Some cool zines, my friend. Hey, thanks for watching 4Color Commentary. I'm Mark Allen. If there's one thing I really enjoy in our hobby today, it's comics, fanzines, and the news magazines. And I do have a few magazine size boxes that have just a bunch of comics magazines in them. Some of them are fanzines. Some of them are news magazines. They're all cool though. And the first two I showed you in the opening there, the Comic Times #1. This was published in 1980. Very cool. A bunch of John Romita Sr. images on there. Marvel crew. Another great Marvel cover is also on a premiere issue of the Comic Scene, published in 1981. And this is just a really great. It's photo montage or a photo cover with some other characters drawn back there in the background. Graham is. I should know who that is. The artist's name is Graham. Last name is Graham. Could it be Billy Graham? There was a Billy Graham that did some work on, not the Evangelist, but who did some work on Power Man. But anyway, there's the Comic Scene #1 with Jim Shooter and Stan Lee. That's one of those covers, Stan Lee appearances covers that hasn't shown up on any of like Key Comics app or anything like that. Don't know what that goes for these days, because quite frankly, I don't look to see what's going for, because I love these books. I like to keep them, but these were just always so much fun. This one itself has some, just interview with interview about Marvel turning 20. You got the picture there of talking about Spider-Man and his amazing friends, that TV show, Marvel Turns 20. Just really cool write-ups with, of course, cool art. Look who's in the movies. You got some pictures there from Conan, Tarzan, the Lone Ranger. Not sure what the other one is, but so you got photo stories like that, and just really lots of cool stuff. I do believe it's been so long since I looked at these, but I think that these also did perhaps contain some fan art. I'm probably about to prove myself wrong, but anyway, it looks like I was wrong. Okay, that's all right. Has a cool article there about Super Saturday Mornings. And the Super Friends there, and who is that? Is that Black Star? I think that's Black Star. I'm not sure. One of you guys out there can maybe tell me who that is. Anyway, so love the comics magazines. The Comic Times on number 1 from 1980. Much the same. Only this one actually has an interview about or a story about The Shining with Jack Nicholson. And so, cool stuff like that. Movie news, but also Marvel news. Here's an interesting Spider-Man drawing by a guy named Owen Long. That's some fan art for you, I would imagine. So there you go. You got some fan art in this one, at least. Unless Owen Long was a professional artist I didn't know about. So, but you got some really cool. You got some ads in here for the Batcave comic book stores. Now in 3 convenient locations. You got New York, Plainview, New York, Bayshore, New York. So there's you a very cool Batcave comic book stores ad. So, stuff like that. Lots of great stuff. So I always like I always like looking through these. Here we go. Looking for fan art. And this does have, I don't know who the artist is. Koenig, Konig, and it looks like Pape, Pape. There's some Jonah Hex stuff there. Okay. But as I'm showing these to you, here's the same artist with a really cool kind of a cool Spectre piece of art there. I just noticed, I'm slow in coming along on some of this stuff. I just noticed that YouTube, after going through the COPPA thing about a year ago, or a little over a year ago, and people worrying that with the COPPA they were going to not be able to make money on their sites anymore if they at all if they at all appeal, if their videos appeal to children. Now I've noticed, I just came on board, I guess, but back in November it was announced, I suppose, in the new user agreement for YouTube, that YouTube is going to put, they can just monetize your videos. Even if you've got a non-monetized channel, they can monetize your videos. That bugged me at first, but then I thought, well, I'm not monetizing anyway. If they want to monetize, go for it. They're going to make money off of me some way or another. But I do have a theory that they're doing that because they're losing money. There's other video platforms showing up, and so one of them is Rumble, of course, and I'm really very seriously considering going ahead and putting my videos on Rumble as well. I'll probably start doing that before too much longer. And but anyway, I started to and didn't, and I think I'm going to now because I just don't like the direction YouTube's going. But I think they're monetizing everything now because they're losing money. That's just my opinion. Here's a really cool article. The Kirby Experiment. Why did the Marvel method fail at DC? That's very cool. So published in 1980. A little fresher perspective than things we read today. So I'll probably give that a read. A lot of these, believe it or not, I haven't read. Not completely. And you know how that is, accumulators. That you get so much stuff that you almost, in a sense, almost sometimes forget what you have. And you don't get everything read. But anyway, just some cool stuff. The reason I like to look through these magazines for the old fan art is because there's a few fans that sent in fan art that, of course, became pros. And that's always cool. That's always a neat thing to see. Speaking of the Comics Times, let's go ahead and look at the Comic Times. Here's another Comic Times. Very cool cover. Very cool Perez cover. I'll go ahead and take it out. Chatting with George Perez, as he is there surrounded by his DC characters there. Okay, or DC, not his, but DC characters that he's drawn. A lot of them from Teen Titans, obviously. And so, very cool stuff here. Let me see if we can... anyway, just going through some fanzines and news magazines. This is one of the ones that kind of skirted the line between fanzine and news magazine. Here is kind of a cool. Oh, I can't read that name. I can't read that signature, but that's kind of a cool piece of art there. And I can't tell whose name that is. Maybe one of you can. But I can't tell whose signature. All right. But, oh, here we go. This is actually this one has some Charles Vess artwork and story in it, which I imagine was an ongoing kind of thing. And so beautiful black and white, meant to be black and white, Charles Vess. Okay. Children of the Stars. So very cool stuff there. So, you got to love the comics magazine / fanzine. And that is, of course, not meaning to combine them there, but you got to love those things. You got to love that kind of nostalgic look back at comics. Here's a great, speaking of Vess, there's a great, beautiful Vess cover on Comics Times number 4. Dragon. Who doesn't like dragons? Okay. And so you got some cool stuff there. I believe this one had looking at a comic fandoms forum. I only have one issue of this. This is comic fandoms forum number 10, published in 1982. Somewhere in here, I believe there was some early artwork of a guy who's very well known today. Became very well known at Marvel, and then really well known at Image. Yes, here it is. Now here is some early. How early? Well, 1980 is actually this one. Started in 1980. Sam Keith. Sam Keith. Not, this one here, if you couldn't tell. Sam Keith did some odd stuff, even as a fan. He did some odd stuff. The Max was odd, but Sam Keith's early stuff was odd as well. Yeah, let's see. That's kind of a cool. This is 1982. Sam Keith, The Mummy by Sam Keith. Okay, kind of creepy, kind of cool. That's all right. Okay. Gotta love Sam Keith. I mean, you don't have to. Mike Sutton. I know that name, and I should know some stuff he did, but there's some early 1982 Mike Sutton. I do believe he went on to do some professional comics work. Someone out there let me know. There's a kind of a Kirby-esque drawing by a guy named Graham Wood. So, you got some cool stuff to look at in some of these old magazines. And that's why, of course, I'm sharing them with you, because they're just very cool. Let's see, what's some other, some of this stuff I may have shown before, but I really doubt anybody will remember. This is actually one of my oldest fanzines. It's actually from the 1960s. Got some great Don Newton work in it. And I'm trying to find the actual date. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time. A lot of this artwork, though, is marked 1969. Here is a blonde phantom, and I can't tell who the artist is, but that's not a bad blonde phantom right there. Okay, 1969, whoever that artist is. Okay, and this is, I should show you the cover, I guess. The Golden Age, number 5. Golden Age number 5 with a very cool Don Newton cover. You gotta love Newton. I have very, very little of Don Newton's actual comics work, but I have several fanzines that he did work in. Got some Vault of Horror reprints from the Golden Age, with art by ghastly Graham Ingalls. Now, the reproduction on these was not great, because of course they were published in color, and these were reprinted in black and white, just Xeroxed, as you can tell. So just some really kind of cool Bob Barrett. Here's something by a guy named Bob Barrett, Top Notch Comics. I don't know who that's supposed to be. Is that a Golden Age hero I'm not aware of? It very well could be. So this is kind of a cool, very nice Don Newton double page spread. Very cool. And that's Newton's work. Catman. So the Golden Age Catman. Okay. So there's going to be hopefully some other. Now this is cool. I remember I've looked through these before. Don Newton's, this might be one of the earliest images of Batman by Don Newton. Check out that bat symbol on his chest. Very reminiscent of the Bruce Wayne's father's Batman. How do you say that? I all of a sudden forgot Bruce Wayne's father's name. But anyway, the variation of his father as Batman with the red bat, over the circle. And so anyway, that was kind of cool. You guys have got to wonder sometimes, how does Mark have so many comics and have so much trouble remembering characters and creators' names? I don't know. It's just a fact. It's just the way it is. The Phantom, recreated by Richard Buckler. Before he was even, signing as Rich Buckler, Richard Buckler, The Phantom by Richard Buckler. There's some true fan art by Buckler. And so that's cool. Very cool. Okay. So yeah, this stuff is fun. Magazines, and there's so much. I'm going to have to do a few videos, I think, of just some cool stuff out of the magazine boxes. And but I just thought I'd give you all a little bit of a taste of what's in the magazine boxes, because there's some cool stuff. Cool stuff in them there magazine boxes in my house. Let me find one more to end with. This is an interesting one that I actually picked up quite a while back at a flea market. Now, really wasn't expecting. This is a 1975 magazine, but it's called the Harvard Journal of Pictorial Fiction. Here's the cover. I believe that's a Bern Hogarth cover of Tarzan, or image of Tarzan, Bern Hogarth. Very cool stuff. Okay. And is it Bern Hogarth or Burns Hogarth? I never could remember. See what else is in here. This is a very much a journal-esque type publication. I mean, you've got, you know, the more text. You've got some other illustrations, not just comic related, but comic strip related. Trying to find anything else in here that might. Some more very cool Tarzan images, early Tarzan images. Okay. And it doesn't say it doesn't say in all of these who they're from. I'm thinking, yeah, it's all Hogarth. It's all Hogarth stuff. So there's some more. There's another full page Hogarth Tarzan image. Very cool stuff. So, you know, fanzines come in all shapes and sizes. They kind of, it's hard, you know, like I say, it was very cool to pick this up. I'd never even heard of Krimmer's, the Harvard Journal of Pictorial Fiction, and was really just kind of pleased to find it. And to think that as far back as 1975, you know, you had actual high-end publications like this. It's a cardboard stock cover with a thicker paper, and it's not newsprint. This is very cool stuff. So anyway, just thought I'd share some stuff with you. I will do this again, probably 2 or 3 more times, just to kind of go through some cool stuff in the box. What's in the box? What's in the comic? What's in the magazine box? Well, stuff like this. And so we'll do this again soon. But anyway, just thought it might brighten your day to see some of that cool stuff in magazine form. Anyway. Hey, thanks for watching 4-Color Commentary. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. And I'll keep on making more videos, but feel free to comment below. Tell me what's one of your favorite fanzines, or you know, what fanzines do you like from the past? Because there's been so many of them. But anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video.